Welcome to Cardno Native Plant Nursery. Prior to the pandemic, we hosted a biennial open house, and we really appreciated the opportunity to invite our friends and clients and their families out to the nursery to lead them on tours and offer educational sessions and the opportunity to network with other people who have an interest in native plants. We hope to offer that open house again in years to come, but this year we decided we would offer a video tour so that you can see what it's like out here. We've done a few video tours in the past, but right now there are a lot of things blooming. I think this one will be a little bit more colorful than the ones we've done in the past, and so I hope you enjoy it. A number of our plants grow in mixed prairies like this one. We have a number of species out here. We've got the Baptisia here, we've got some Desmodium, we have some sunflowers and Silphium and Euphorbia and Monarda and a number of things growing out here. You can't see all the blooms right at this time. A few things like the Tradescantia over here is a little bit past its bloom, and some of the things will be coming into bloom shortly. And after they bloom, then they'll set seed, and we'll come out here and we'll collect the seed from these species. We just came from the mixed prairie, but many of our species are grown in rows like crops. This verbena here is one of those that we grow in rows. It has a beautiful purple flower, and there are bees just buzzing around it right now. A lot of things at the nursery are blooming right now or will be blooming soon. A few things have already bloomed and set seed, so we have collected a lot of seed already. And when we go back to the seed bay in a little while, I'll show you how the process of cleaning that seed works. In addition to the wildflowers that we have growing in the prairies and in the rows, we also have a number of sedges, rushes, and grasses. Some of the sedges and rushes grow out here in this wetland. We have 17 acres of wetland here at the nursery, so we collect the seed from these. Sedges and rushes, maybe they're not as well known to like a home gardener or home landscaper, but they're very important for habitat restoration. So they're a key component in habitat restorations and in green infrastructure. So we provide a lot of those to our clients who do that kind of work. In addition to these sedges and rushes, there are some wildflowers that grow out here in these wetter areas. And some of these, if you do have moist soil, can work in landscapes. Things like cardinal flower, and monkey flower, those are really attractive additions to a landscape. When we collect the seed out in the field, there's a lot of additional material there. So when we provide it to the customer, we need to have that all cleaned up and down to just pure seed. To do that, we basically use a series of screens or filters. Now, using these small ones would be too time-consuming with the volume of seed that we do. So we have these larger machines that basically have the same type of thing, a series of screens of different sizes that are customizable depending on the type of plant that we're using and the type of additional debris that's there. And the idea is to get it down to just the pure seed. As I mentioned, many of the plants that we grow are used as a source of seed, and we provide that seed directly to clients for their projects. But some of the seed comes to this building where it's sown into flats and then transferred to the greenhouse. After those seeds are sown, they're brought out here to the greenhouses to start growing. We have over 35,000 square feet of greenhouse space at the nursery. The plants start in these smaller flats with smaller plugs. They're eventually transplanted into usually 50 plant flats, and then sometimes they're planted into quarts or gallons depending on what orders we have. We have over 300 species of native plants growing in greenhouse production here. In addition to providing seed and plants that grow in the greenhouse, we sometimes extract bare root plants from some of these wetlands that you've seen. Some of the bare root plants are extracted from deeper waters like this. We have some ponds that are adjacent to our other wetlands, and we get into these ponds in wetsuits and we extract the roots of plants like Pontederia cordata, Nufardvina, and Nymphaea odorata. Those are some of the common aquatic plants that we get out of here. It's pretty grueling work. But it's an important plant to provide for certain kinds of habitat restorations because they provide some color and some cover at the edges of lakes and ponds and other kinds of wetlands. We also provide bare root Sparganium eurycarpum, Carex lacustris, and a few other species that are grown out here. Another area that we have out here are these water-filled cribs. They have biologs in them, and these biologs are long rolls of coconut fiber. They're wrapped in netting, and they're planted with a custom selection of native plants. Biologs are typically used in erosion control situations. It might be stream bank stabilization or shoreline restoration. The biologs help the plants get established. They help the plants resist erosion until the plants get established, and by the time they're established, the coconut fiber starts breaking down and just leaves a natural looking shoreline. A lot of people wonder what goes on in a nursery in the wintertime. Well, you saw the seed cleaning. That's one thing that happens in the nursery in the wintertime. We're also helping clients plan for the next year. And we're also harvesting live stakes. Live stakes are another form of plant material that we provide. Certain woody species like buttonbush and elderberry and willows and this dogwood are effectively grown through live stakes, which is basically just a stick, a living plant kind of cut down with a chisel point, and then you put it in the ground, and in the springtime it'll grow. So it's harvested in the winter. They're typically installed in the winter. That's when they do best. And they are very effective for various erosion control type projects, whether it's along a stream bank or on a slope to prevent some erosion. They get established quickly. It's a great way to get a lot of vegetation established very quickly. So as you can see, it takes a number of different strategies to provide the variety of native plants that people use for habitat restorations, green infrastructure, and other native plant landscapes. For more information and resources, you can check out the Cardinal Native Plant Nursery Facebook page or our website, which has helpful information about site preparation and installation and other native plant tips.